All right, today we are listening to a track from The Cribs in their album Selling a Vibe. And The Cribs are a British indie rock band formed in Wakefield, West Yorkshire in 2001. So I didn't even realize they've been around that long. And even were joined by ex Smiths guitarist Johnny Marr at one point from 2008 to 2011, which I also did not know. But so learning a lot about this band already. But some of the songs off of this album caught my attention. So, of course, I ended up putting some of those tracks on the playlist, including this one. But the album Selling a Vibe is their ninth studio album and came out earlier this year in January 2026. And it's actually the first album in 5 years following 2020's Night Network. So I think we can go ahead and get started with this track called Self Respect. Catchy chorus. Cool bass on this too. Key change. So that is a really cool track. And I can see why someone like Johnny Marr would join a band like this because they do kind of remind me a bit of the Smiths in their sound, especially with that bass. Um, I'm not sure if he's using a pick. It kind of sounds like it, so I wouldn't be surprised because it has that kind of a crisp um, plucking sound going on, and it's really kind of a funky sound as well. And I really did like the drums on this, and just starting out from the intro. There you can really hear that bass. It's got a good tone to it as well. It's not just totally kind of dull sounding. It actually has some presence to it, tone. And then the guitar, I really like the guitar sound. It's got some, it's kind of a dirty guitar sound. It's got a little bit distortion in it. He's got this cool, like right there, pretty wild background vocals going on there. Also interesting, I'm just noticing right here, they basically start out with the chorus before they get to the actual verses. So that's something I noticed. Don't see too much. I did notice that a lot just recently when I was listening to the Peter Gabriel album, that he does that a lot. So I have no idea if that's an influence or not. So have I talked any more about instrumentation on this? I noticed the key change, which of course that helps elevate it towards the end and keep it going. I like these little moments here, like with it, where it's just the bass and the drums. As I mentioned, that's a really catchy chorus there as well. But as far as the instrumentation, I don't know if I have much else to add to it, other than, it sounds like pretty much a band playing together. I know at least, I don't know if all three of them are brothers. At least two of them are. Okay, let me make sure of this. Yeah, so twins Gary and Ryan Jarman are in this band. And the Cribs were formed in late 2001 as a recording project for the three brothers. I don't know if Genius mentions, no. Okay, Genius does say that the writers are Gary, Ryan, and Ross. So it's all three of them are brothers. So I knew at least two of them were. I wasn't sure about the third one, but that's pretty interesting that they're all brothers. So it does kind of just sound like a three-piece band to me. Really good guitar sounds. I don't know, what more can you ask for? Other than maybe, I mean, the track is already 3:57, so he might have been able to squeeze in a guitar solo, a short one, but I don't think it was really necessary. It's already long enough without that. So I don't know. I think it's S. I mean, there aren't many ways you could improve the instrumentation on this when you're going for this kind of sound, and all three of the instruments I was hearing all sounded like they have a good sound and they're playing their parts well. So the second part of this would be the vocals. As I mentioned, like right there, I like how you've got these little, like that, like right there, they won't understand it. It's again, you're starting with these little parts that are coming from the chorus and then going into the verses. You got some harmony right there. I'm not sure, like, who they remind me of. If you know who this vocal style does it remind you of anybody? I'm trying to think. I mean, I've said the Smiths as far as the sound, but of course Morrissey was his own unique vocal style. This is more, I almost feel like Jay Giles band or something like that. I don't know. That's a wrong comparison, but it's got a little bit of like attitude to it, and it's kind of like a more rock singer. And again, there's that harmony. Let me see what the very end sounds like. It's not trying too hard to be like, over the top with the vocals, but I think it's doing what it should be doing for this style of tracks. So it's close, but I'm gonna just put it in A. And then, so as far as the actual songwriting, okay, start with the chorus, and then move on to the verses. So wait a minute, right there. You've got this little transition part in between the verses and the chorus. So these little transitions are always something that I try to take note of. I really do like this chorus. This is what really caught my attention. Let's see what this little part is right after the second chorus, right here. Yeah, this is like a little transition break before the key change. So it's a little more complex than you might think at first glance, even though it is basically, it's basically verse, chorus, verse, but it's got these cool little transitions in it and the key change. So, what do I think about the songwriting? It's pretty good. The chorus is really strong. I think it goes in A, so I'm going to put it in A, which is excellent. And then we've got production, which for this type of song, really like the bass sound on this. Sounds like it turns a little more to my right. I love these background vocals. It just has this sound, like you could almost just capture this in one take with all three of them in a room, and maybe somebody with a keyboard. I'd especially like to know how they did the vocals, because it seems so wide to me on both sides. And then, that background is more towards the center, but not exactly in the center. It's interesting. I don't know. I mean, the levels are all good. guitar sounds really good, actually. I think it's fine. I have no problem putting it in S because it's everything sounds good and balanced. Nothing's like I think I really like the way they didn't make those background vocals so obvious, but they are doing enough to support the track and give it a little bit more character. And it might not be it might take you 10 listens before you even start noticing them. But I kind of like that about tracks when you don't notice everything on the first listen. So what is left is the lyrics on this one, which is actually one of the real intriguing aspects of this song that I think also got my attention because, and so, looking on Genius, there really isn't anything on here other than the song credits, and but I don't see any annotations. Yeah, I don't see any annotations. So I'm gonna be trying to make sense of these lyrics. I mean, I think I do get the gist of it, like in general, what it's talking about. Okay, so first of all, okay, it's called self-respect, right? So we know what the in general that either we're going to have self-respect or we're probably going to be losing it. So, okay, so held on to your standards so hard that they shattered, they won't understand it. All along, they got you wrong. They'll never get it. So I feel like there is a power dynamic going on, and I'm not sure if this is about a specific industry, but to me, this could cross multiple industries when you're faced with this kind of dynamic where you don't really have leverage. The more powerful usually corporate interests, has all the power. So you are forced to, at times, compromise your own self respect, possibly. Rising tensions want my signature, but not my questions. Yeah, that kind of reminds me more of the music industry. It's like signing, I don't know, signing with a label or something. And that's always kind of the case, you know, even not just the music industry, but any corporate job, you're signing on to be their corporate slave, basically. And they don't want your questions, they just want your signature, you know? So they got so close that they could taste the way I learned my lessons. That's a kind of a scary line there. They're holding out on me, holding out on me. Yeah. And they'll never tell you. Self-respect will never cash the checks. Just take the credit. That just sounds so much like corporate America to me, or not even just America, but anywhere really. And to me, it sounds like the corporations, they don't care about your self-respect. They're just like, take what we have to give. We don't care about your self-respect. So just take the credit is also an interesting way of putting it, because credit is to me feels so much colder than actual physical cash or even checks, which is again something physical. So just take our digital numbers, you know. And I think that going as we go further into the future, as everything's becoming more and more digitized, your credit is going to be tied not just to money, but like your social credit. We'll just have like social credit scores, like in that Black Mirror episode. I don't know if you've seen that Black Mirror episode, but I'm afraid that's what's coming, because that gives the corporations and the government more control over everybody, which is what they want. So if it's such low stakes, then give me a break. I'll never get it. What does that mean? If it's such low stakes, then give me. I feel like that means to to the corporation, it's no big deal. Whereas to you, it is a big deal. It can be a matter of life and death. To the corporation, it doesn't matter to them. There's no real like, they can lay you off or do whatever they want and easily replace you. It's low stakes for them. But to the person that actually has to work for them, it's high stakes. So you get to know on how the wind blows. Yeah. Again, I somewhat suspect that he could be talking about the music industry because the music industry is always, as long as I've been alive, it's always been susceptible to corruption and just shady people involved that really don't care about the artists or the music for that matter. So, and I like this line, he'll be your friend. That just, I don't like that. It's just creepy feeling. He wants his fix. He wants his fix, but wants it just for kicks. So you don't get yours. I don't know if that's about drugs, because getting your fix kind of, or it could be something similar to a drug high, maybe. So you don't get yours. Now he's holding out on me. Holding out on me, yeah. I could be, I could be reading this wrong, but again, I have no information on what this specifically is about. Holding out on you, and he'll never tell you. Again, I can't help but think about how corporations operate. They never inform their employees on anything. They always they only tell you what they choose to tell you, whether it's for your benefit or not. They decide what information you're allowed to know about. And this just sounds very similar to me. Is there anything else about So basically, it just repeats from here until the very end where it says, a cash injection, a nasty infection. Don't regret it. These are really like very short lines that kind of leave uh, a lot to your general interpretation of what they mean. Because this could mean a lot of different things, and I won't try to I don't want to try to pin it down to something specific as to what this means, but you kind of get the feeling, or you kind of get what my general interpretation of this is. And I'm trying to interpret it a bit more broadly to include, any occupation that operates like a corporation is going to have corruption because money, then you know what they say about money is the root of all evil. So wherever there's money, there's likely to be corruption involved. And that's what this whole song that's the feeling I'm getting from it. So I really like the lyrics because they are a bit open to interpretation. And yet at the same time, I feel like I understand what they're getting at. Very close to S for me, but also because they are so very short and open to interpretation, I'll put them in A, I think. I think maybe if they were slightly more specific, it might have helped. I don't know. I don't know. This is the type of song where you feel like you're almost just eavesdropping on somebody talking about something, and then you haven't been filled in on exactly what the situation is. So I'm gonna leave it at that. And I think this overall, as a track, goes in A, as an excellent track. So I think that about covers it for today. If you enjoyed listening to this track, please like and subscribe. And I hope to see you in the next one.